Good morning, all of you. We will continue again our discussion about the Indian economy. So, during last few days, we have disrupted our classes. In this series, again we will continue since today from the topics that I have left. So, today's our topic is causes of unemployment and its remedies and its solution. So, causes of unemployment and its solution. What are the major causes of unemployment? Just like we can say about that, role of MSME is decreasing day by day. First point in this regard is role of role of MSME is decreasing day by day. Role of MSME is decreasing day by day. The first major cause, because MSME providing to the whose number of labors, and it involves a large number of laborers. So its role decreasing day by day, and it is replaced by the large and big body corporates. So in this way we can discuss about the role of a MSME is decreasing. Nowadays a role of a MSME is decreasing, even though its share in GDP approximately 30%. Its share in GDP is approximately 30%, and it exports approximately 45%. India's its share in the India's export approximately 45%. Its share in India's GDP approximately 30%. So role of MSME is decreasing. Next point is capital intensive investment. Next point is capital intensive investment. So earlier India's economy was based on labor intensive investment. Nowadays it shifted towards capital intensive investments. What are the capital intensive industries? Just like the supply of energy, electrical goods, production of electrical goods, and IT sector services. So these are the capital intensive industries sectors. But huge amounts of investment is required in this sector, and in the proportion of the investment, they are not providing the employments. So it's come under the capital intensive investments. Instead of labor labor intensive industries, labor intensive industries या investment, labor intensive investment, labor intensive investment. So it is a major factors of reducing the unemployment, या major causes of decreasing the employment या increasing the unemployment. So next one is the automation. Next factor is related, that is the automation. Automation is a major factor for the unemployment. Since historical periods, if we observe, first of all we have to know about the automation. Automation means upgradation of the technology that replace the obsolete and old technology. The upgraded and modern technologies and means of the production that replace to the older one. So the new version of the technologies are very efficient, cost efficient, production efficient. It required highly skilled labor. While in case of the obsolete technologies, the older and older laborers, they are not too much skilled. So it is the major factors as per concern the historical prospects about the automation, we have we can discuss about that the Luddites. Luddites, I think say in 1811 and 1817 यानी 1811 1817 के आसपास हुआ ये था कि these Luddite they agitated against the industries mechanization, particularly the cotton industries. So in England and Britain, when they adopted the steam engine and production was mechanized, so a lot of laborers were not able to run these factories, these industries of the cotton industries. So they are replaced by the mechanical works. So they agitated because they get unemployed. Next point we can say about the industrialization in Europe, approximately 1860 and 1817. So similar problems are also emerged there. Due to the industrialization, manual work was replaced by the mechanical work. Manual work was replaced by the mechanical work. So a lot of laborers were get unemployment. In 1960 and 70s, during the 1960 and 70s, we can say about the software and IT industries also a major factor for creating such a situation. Now it is AI, artificial intelligence. Now it is AI, artificial intelligence is also playing in the same role in case of unemployment. So recently we have read about the Tata Consultancy Services. They have fired approximately 22,000 IT workers across the world. So these are the major factors for unemployment and economic survey 2024. I am talking about the economic survey 2024 that also describes about the automations. And it mentions automations, particularly the AI will play a vital role in case of the India, and it needs specific strategies to tackle down the emerging situation that we will face in the future. That is mentioned in economic survey 2024. Next point say service sector. Next point our here service sector. Service sector. So role of service sector is also increasing in India. Approximately, I think say 55% share of the service sector in India GDP and GVA is approximately 55%. Service sectors play a vital role in case of the India's economy. Its share in India GDP approximately for 54%, 55%, and it's providing employment in proportion to that share of GDP approximately 27%. So while agriculture sector is the more intensive, labor intensive industry, but service sector is a very skilled, it required very skilled full manpower. So it is not too much compatible as in the context of employment. Next point we are talking about the public sector investments. Next point is public sector investment. So public sector investment is decreasing day by day. Public sector investment, yeah, role of the public sector is also decreasing due to the disinvestment and increasing disinvestment. So disinvestment is also a major factor because the public sector providing the huge jobs just like the railway and PSUs. These are the plays vital role in case of the India, and they provide the huge employment. But their role is decreasing day by day. Why? Due to the disinvestments, and governments are not taken any appropriate measures because they are the sick industries. They are not efficient and compatible in the context of scale of economy, in the context of productions, and government frequently governments have given to the SOPs SOP to these sectors to run them, and in the compatibility they are required huge resources and possess the huge resources, but their production and productivity was very less. So governments try to disinvest these sectors. Next point, we are talking about the developmental expenditure. Next point is developmental expenditure. What is developmental expenditure? Developmental expenditure means the government of India invested in the welfare works, in the generating the infrastructures. So these investments nowadays reducing. Why? Because governments most of the times focus on vote bank politics, and they are manipulating the informations to win the elections. So not current government, each and every government they are going on the same path and say they follow the similar roles. So their developmental expenditure are reducing. Their developmental expenditure is also decreasing. It is also factors. Sometimes government expenditures was decreased due to the austerity measure. Austerity measures. Austerity measures. What are the austerity measures? It means austerity measure was imposed by the IMF during the 90s. यानी 1990 में austerity measure was imposed by the IMF. Why it imposed? They are saying, or government of India, to reduce development expenditure, and increase the taxes. So these are the austerity measures that was imposed by the IMF in case of India during 90s due to the recession and forex crisis. Due to the recession and forex crisis that India faced during in 1991 and like that years. So development expenditure. And next point, the publicity and old bank elections and old bank electioning, etc., also a factor due to that developmental expenditure is reducing, and government only providing the subsidies in the name of to get the vote. Next point, we are coming here. These factors are the causes of the unemployment. These factors are the major causes of the unemployment. These factors are also play a role of the jobless growth. These are the also factor for jobless growth. What are the jobless growth? In case of India, we have learned our economic growth is approximately 7 to 8%. In the recent years, we have constant growth. GDP at the constant at approximately 6.8% and like that. So 7.8% and like that. So but the compatibility of the employment is very less compared to the GDP growth. So one thing we have to know, employment elasticity. Employment elasticity. What is the employment elasticity? GDP growth, and it is the indication of growth as compared to the increasing generation of the employment. So it is the ratio of employment and any employment growth of employment, employment growth percentage or rate compared to the growth rate, or GDP growth. So it indicates how much employment is growing in case of 1% of GDP growth rate. In case of India, approximately, I think 2017 and 2023, it was 1.11%. What is the employment elasticity in case of India? During the last 4 and 5 and 6 years, I think it was 1.11%. It means if India's growth rate was 11%, if India's growth rate, GDP was 1%. So India's employment growth rate was 1.1%. If India's GDP growth rate is 1%, so India's employment growth rate was 1.1% during 17 to 23. So this is the employment elasticity. Means how much employment generated in case of employment growth, in case of GDP growth rate. Next point, these are the major factors that I have mentioned about the jobless growth. So India have taken many steps to tackle these factors. Next point, we can also mention here scarcity of the capital. Scarcity of capital. In 2024, I think India's investment rate was 32.6% of the GDP. India's investment was 32% of the GDP. India's investment was 32% of GDP, while capital formation rate of the was approximate 30%. So in case of European countries, it reeling approximately 40 to 45%. But in case of India, it is less. So scarcity of the capital, capital formation, investment is also a major factor related to the unemployment. Next point, inadequate infrastructure. Next point our is inadequate infra. Infrastructure is play vital role. It's the backbone of any economy. It needs time to generate, to set up any infrastructure. So in the context of a period, and since 1947, India's infrastructure growth rate was very high, is very high compared to the African countries and other colonialized countries that was get independence during the same period, excluding the China. So India's infrastructure growth, infrastructure development, infrastructure setup is very high. But in the context of employments, in the context of GDP that needed to be invested, it's very less. So inadequate infrastructure is also a major factor. That is the backbone of any economy. It played a vital role. So inadequate infrastructure is a major factor. Next point that is I also mentioned here, flawed and inappropriate education. Flawed and inappropriate education is a major factor for unemployment. The skill developments and casualization of the education and occasionalization of the education is lacking in case of the India's. Our academic system is very poor, not updated, and the obsolete methods that prevailed. We are focusing in our education on the theoretical aspect, not practical aspect. So capacity building is we need to focus on our academic system compatible to the industrial needs, So skill developments, lacking the skill developments and expertise in case of the India, the academic system is not compatible to the industrial needs. So it is the major factors. So next point, skill and training. I think skilling to the laborer in case of the India, the formal training provided to the skill provided to the laborer approximately 5% in case of the India. It is very less, while Japan and Western countries they are providing 30 to 50% and like that. So inappropriate education system. The new education policy I think focus on occasional education since sixth standard of the class, since sixth class, occasional education was emphasized. Since sixth class, occasional education is emphasized in new education policy 2020. Next point that I want to mention here. Occasional education. Occasional education is very low. In case of India, occasional education is very low. Next point population. Next point population. What is the population? As much population grow, it provide the it help in labor supply. Labor supply. Labor supply. So rapid population growth, the exodus population growth help in rapid in labor supply. So these labor supplies are not these laborers are not not very able to get the jobs very easily in the markets. So it creates the unemployment. It creates the unemployment. It creates the unemployment. It increases the unemployment. So rapid population growth, yeah, exodus population growth, providing the labor supply, yeah, it increasing the labor supply in the market. So these laborers are not get the jobs very easily, and they lack the skill and training that required in the market. So unemployment issues was created. Next point, agriculture sector. Agriculture. Just I have mentioned here services sector. So role of services sector in I think say the share of services sector in GDP, yeah, GVA. In GDP, the share of the service sector, I think say it is 55%. In case of agriculture, the share of agriculture sector in GDP approximately in GDP, yeah, in GDP, the share of agriculture in GDP approximately 18%. While agriculture providing the employments, but it implied approximately 45%. 45% of India's labor force is involved in agriculture sectors. Next point, agriculture sectors is the primary economic activities. It involves a huge chunk of the population. So this disguised unemployment is created by the agriculture sector. Now we will discuss about the measures of the unemployment. That means the solutions of the unemployment. What measure या steps government taken to resolve the issue of unemployment. So in this regards, we will talk systematically that about the remedies taken by the government about the unemployment. So remedies about the unemployment. Systematically, we will discuss about that. And here, remedies and measure of unemployment. Remedies of unemployment, yeah, step taken by the government for the unemployment. Remedies of unemployment. What are the remedies? One thing say that is the promoting investments. Next, first point is promoting investment. Promoting investment. Next point, entrepreneurship development. Next point is entrepreneurship development. Third point is MSME. So promoting investment means government of India has started several schemes in this regard, just like Make in India, promoting investment, and stand up India, start up India, stand up India, start up India, and ease of doing business, and e-shram portal, etc. And entrepreneurship development. Entrepreneurship development, Mudra Bank, just like the Mudra Bank, and stand up of India and start up of India. So these are the measures taken by the government to create the jobs. Next point is the MSME. MSME is the backbone of any economy. MSME is the backbone of any economy. It play as a role of ancillary units. It play as a role of ancillary units. Ancillary units means auxiliary industries, like suppose that Maruti Suzuki. So the whole components of the Maruti car is not built by the Maruti Suzuki. It purchased the tire, bonnets, gear, and brake, and whistle from different smaller smaller factories and companies. So these smaller companies, those supplies to the larger one, so they are called as a ancillary units. So SMEs plays the vital roles in the economic boost up, in the employment creation. It is the supporting elements for the larger industries. It is the ancillary unit for the larger industries. So we can say Mudra Bank. Government started the Mudra scheme, and Mudra Bank, and National Rural Employment Livelihood Mission, Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, and SHG, self-help group. So very discounted, any loan or finances are provided at a very discount rate. Next point we are moving here about the we can say about that is Mudra Bank. Next point, support of labor intensive sectors. Next point, support to labor intensive sectors. What are the labor intensive sector and capital intensive sectors? In case of the capital intensive sectors, huge amount of the investment is required. In case of the capital intensive industries, yeah, capital intensive investment, just like the electricity, electronics, energy, services, IT. So these are the capital intensive investments, yeah, capital intensive sectors. Electrical, electronic, a highly skilled labor are required in that case. Low skilled labor are required in that case. Huge investment is needed in that case. Less investment is required, but massive employment is generated by the labor intensive industry. Just like in case of the labor intensive food processing industries, leather industries, textile industries, and like that construction is also come under that. So government shifted its focus toward the labor intensive industries and provided different jobs and subsidies to these industries, because they are accumulated, they are augmented a lot of the laborers. Next point we are moving here, curriculum changes. Next point, curriculum changes. In that case, Government of India emphasize on occasional training. The formal skill training is provided to the labor in India less than 5%, while Japan, UK, German, they are providing more than 20 and 30% labor to the formal training, formal skilling. So occasional training is major factor for the government. Government of India started Skill India mission in that context. We can say Skill India mission. Next point, in a new education policy, new education policy 2020. Since sixth standard, occasional training will be provided to the students. So it emphasized, my means a new education policy 2020 emphasized on occasional training, on skilling, and occasional training will be availed since sixth class to the students. Next point, after the curriculum changes, poverty alleviation measure. Poverty alleviation measure. Poverty alleviation measures. Poverty alleviation measures. Unemployment generation. Unemployment generation. Unemployment generation. So in this context, employment generation scheme of the government, just like employment generation scheme, just like MG Narega. MG Narega. So under employment generation scheme, governments want to make availed the employment to the poor section of the society. So MG Narega started in that context. Next point, self-employment. 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 In self-employment, government provided subsidies, loan at very low interest rate to the weaker section of the society, particularly the MSME industries. They can start their small businesses, enterprises. So it focus on two things. One thing, that is the training. Next point is finances. Next point is finances. And they are also provided just like the we can say the technological appliances and technological support. So next point is technological support. Technological affiliations. Technological support and technological affiliations. So in this context, we can say Swर्ण Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana. So means self-employment. Swर्ण Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana. National Rural Livelihood Mission. National Urban Livelihood Mission. So we can say under that, in this context, Swर्ण Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana. National Rural Livelihood Mission. Now it's changed into Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana. Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission, and they support to the SHG, self-help group. They support to the SHG, and they purchase SHG products and they help in the marketing and branding their products and providing the assistance, subsidies, as well as they're providing that technical support and training to the SHGs. So these are the self-employment scheme run by the government. Next point we can say here about the Pradhan Mantri Employment Generation Program, etc. are also going under that. So now we will complete our discussion here, and this topic I think is completed, and next we will discuss about the In the next class, we will discuss about growth and employment. Okay, bye. All the best.